right, bullies?
It's time!
We're so back.
We are back for our finale episode.
The crowd goes wild.
We did it. We made it to the finale.
Bullies, can y'all believe we actually recorded 8 episodes? I can't.
We recorded it, but currently you all only have access to 6 of those episodes. Hopefully by the time you're hearing this, you will have all 8.
Yep.
There's a little bit of a lag, but, you know, my co-host and I have very busy, stressful lives.
Yeah, it was really putting it on us. It was really putting it on us recently. But it's even better. You get 4 hours to really round out your bullish experience. And more to come, you know, like
more to come.
Really enjoy it. So here we are. Back again.
Here we are. We're back again. Yep, the Queen's back. What's happening?
Rest in peace, Nicki Minaj.
We're here for episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
Both and the end is near.
The end is near. Oh, you know that's my song.
I know. And pause. I'm gonna cut this too. I saw this engagement to this. It was this black couple, this like young black couple. They got engaged, and the dad was recording from like inside behind this glass, and My Way was playing in the background. It was so.
That's so
sweet.
Cute.
I almost started crying after the day I've had.
I saw one that was the guy watching his wife walk down the aisle, and it was to the Louis Armstrong like "Light of My Life" or something. I've never heard this song before, but it was so freaking beautiful. Like his reaction, I didn't even see her, but I was like, oh my god.
I know. I'm gonna send you the TikTok of the engagement too.
We love.
You're a big Louis Armstrong fan. I can tell. Okay. Summary. Industry is darker than ever, and somehow Harper Stern has come out unscathed for now. In the finale, Tinder falls and Lord and Lady Muck call it quits. Yasmin and Whitney make their great escapes, and Henry is caught with his pants down. Unfortunately, Miss Kara Hanani Maxwell goes lower than we could have ever imagined.
Man, to hell. Sad.
Harper wins big on her short, and the SternTao team can finally rest. Before they're on to their next venture, Harper learns just how lonely it is at the top.
Ooh. Industry.
Dun, dun, dun.
Season finale.
So before we get into the recap, how did you feel about the finale overall?
Okay, overall, I know everybody was really gagged. I wasn't that gagged. I will say though, I feel like I did have a bit of a delay. I saw some stuff, but not enough that would have, like, there were certain scenes that I thought something major happened that it didn't feel too major to me. So I think, honestly, I just feel like what I thought of this season is not what other people thought of the season. I feel like it's solid. Yeah. It's very good. And this is a great point in time for the next episode to really be the Harper Stern show.
Yes.
Like, it's angling out to be what people wanted and expected this season to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but overall, I thought I had to rate the episode 8 out of 10.
Okay.
7.8. Like, it was great. It was good, in fact. But, yeah, it left me wanting, but that's what you should want for a show that has another season to come.
True.
What do you think?
I actually really like the finale because I feel like I have been fully bought into the journey of this season of Industry. I don't think other people really latched on to where it was going.
Yeah.
But I am really interested in how they brought in the current political climate of the UK, because I do think that is what separates this show from a lot of other shows, because like they said, it's not just about one industry. And we all know, like, even if they were to stick with finance is the furthest thing from insulated from politics, or like,
right, it's right there.
Definitely doesn't happen in isolation.
Yeah, right. It moves together. It moves with all these things. Yeah.
So yeah, I was along for the ride. I enjoyed the ride. I agree with you. I feel like it was a very solid episode. I will say I did listen to our competitions podcast, and one of them did say that they weren't necessarily bought into where the characters ended up. That I can kind of agree with.
Yeah.
In some ways, but also in other ways, I see the through line. I will also add that before we took on this podcast journey, I rewatched all of Industry. So Industry was very fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
So to me, a lot of the character arc that happened this season with all of the characters was not really that surprising.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way, and I didn't fully rewatch it, but I did rewatch season 1 completely. And just even seeing from that season to now, you can really see, like, yeah, all these people ended up exactly where you thought they would be.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't...
I feel like that.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Everybody was very critical this year, but I think that's what happens when a show gets big. You know what I mean? Like, then all the critics, all the co-pilot writers, like, everybody's on their ass. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really thought they did a good job with the characters. I know everybody wanted to see more Harper, but I don't know. I did too, but at the same time, this worked for me.
I agree, because I also feel like I saw a tweet. I mean, I can't even give credit, but I saw a tweet about how it makes sense that Harper was not necessarily the focus, because the show was just like illustrating the evils of capitalism, and like how the more capital you have access to, the more evil you are, honestly, and like the more evil that's you're exposed to or kind of ingratiated in.
Yeah.
And it does not get more wealthy in the UK than an aristocrat.
Right.
And even though we talked about Henry being so cash poor, and Yasmin, of course, her broke ass being poor, there still is, like, because those class dynamics are so soldered into their society and culture, they are automatically going to be afforded, like, the privileges of the mega ultra rich.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also, like, again, to finalize this thought on the Harper situation of it all, is I feel like, guys, did we not remember last season where the whole season was about Yasmin killing her dad? Like the show has been, that's sort of been the focus. Season 1 is about her mom and her relationship. Like, it felt very much like we've always known the life of Yasmin. We don't know, and we're purposely not supposed to know the life of Harper. And I saw the Conrad and Mickey's article in The Vulture, and they were describing, like, they had a lot of scenes with the mom written up. He's like, every season it came out for us to try to work it in somehow. He's like, every time it didn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for her character, who's estranged, to suddenly want to reconnect with her mother. Like, you're like, it kind of makes sense with the brother, just because as we see too, she says this season, like, that's one of the few people that she really loved. But it just didn't make sense for someone who is estranged, who doesn't like their family, who wants no connection, no ties, no history, just her own, path to find ways to bring them or dive deeper into that way. But I think we'll see more. I'll just say, I think we'll see more of her next season. And that's how they kind of are shaping it to me.
I agree. I am interested to see where they can even take those relationships after this.
Yeah,
episode.
That's why I'm like, sorry for spoiling it early, fans, our bullies. But to me, Yasmin is dead.
Yeah, totally.
Like, she's done.
And
she's written off this show.
Listeners, you haven't heard this yet, or maybe you have by the time you get to this, but I too have been in a toxic, homoerotic female friendship where there was a lot of jealousy and bitterness. It doesn't end well.
It doesn't end well. It never does.
It never does.
It never does.
It never does.
No.
And it never will.
Because it can't be bitter. It can't, I don't know. But, all right. Shall we get into the show?
We shall. Okay, opening scenes. Sebastian Stefanovic is a white nationalist. I wrote James Fishback.
Literally James Fishback. It could be anybody, child. Name anybody in the Trump cabinet. Good grief.
Oh my gosh. He is on some sort of panel, and they are kind of talking about the Tinder failure and how it is ultimately going to impact young people. They're left holding the bill, how basically the government is not working for the people as it should. Jennifer Bevan is on this panel, and as Sebastian is talking about change and how it's time for a change, word to Obama.
Word to Obama. Hope.
Not dope. Jennifer says, change is a very bright and happy word for what you represent. And we can already kind of see those, pretty much what's happening in this MAGA 2.0 Trump era. A much more heightened sense of white nationalism, white men partaking in white nationalism, radical, extremist language. Even Uncle Alexander calls him a little too fringe later on. But so I thought that was a funny line from Bevan. She kind of was she bucked up this episode. So I'm interested to see where she's gonna go from here too.
Yeah, even last episode, she was really
she got a little big.
She's a little, we'll see where she goes. Is this our next prime minister?
Probably not, but good try. So Jennifer starts to go on this kind of, I don't know, it felt a little rehearsed to me, but I mean, she is a politician.
Yeah.
But she has a speech about how she needs to be accountable, her party needs to be accountable, they need to be transparent, and these are all the things that they're going to do to right their wrongs when it comes to Tinder. As the speech is going on, we're getting cuts of Tinder HQ being raided like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
They are combing through every inch. Ferdinand looks scared. Yeah.
And they found his passports, the phone. He's going to pick up the phone of his, yeah. Ferdinand, it's while Ferdinand looks scared, he also looks calm.
He looks calm because he knows he's a Russian asset. But I also think that he knows it's over.
Yeah.
But it's also he's just going to go on. He's going to scam the next fucking bank.
Yeah. Or do whatever, find any other industry. again,
I think maybe scared is the wrong word. Maybe he just looks more like irritated because it's like, this is an inconvenience.
This is an inconvenience, and this is because Whitney got messy.
Yeah. They're tearing up tender offices. Harper is smoking a fat cig.
Yeah, I love it.
She's typing a fierce sense of bloody vindication in the institutional denial. She's riding her ass off with her cigarette. Hungover, mind you. We get another scene of Whitney applying a lace front to his beard.
Like, what are you doing?
And then we get a cut to Tony Day being walked out in handcuffs. So his dumbass should have took the deal. And then the final cut is to Yasmin in funeral black. And let me just say, I really am disappointed that Henry did not get killed.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed.
But again, the industry, or what is it? The institution survives.
The institution never suffers.
The institution never suffers. He is the institution.
I know.
Yeah.
And so we hear Bevan in the background saying, like, the market apparatus always finds its useful scapegoat. I was convinced I was helping my party. We have to show the people that we can't keep letting neoliberalism get away with gutting their moral architecture.
Yeah.
But I have some questions. First, who do you think is the real scapegoat?
Like, across, like, I mean, they're saying Henry. Right? Like,
it's not him.
Who do you think the scapegoat is?
I actually think the scapegoat is Harper.
Harper? How?
Because I think Harper is going to lose. I think they keep asking her about this. How did you know? How did you know? How did you know? Because they're going to pin it on her eventually.
Because,
I think it's a bigger
what we
setup.
were saying too. Like, because before she met him, that was the short. Oh my God! Do you think you think Harper Stern is a Russian asset?
I certainly wouldn't put it past her. Because I'm like, yes, Henry is the scapegoat for the criminal charges. Yeah, sure.
But where's the money?
Nothing was ever gonna fucking happen to him anyway.
Yeah.
His uncle is in the House of Lords.
Yeah,
that would be like
Barron Trump getting in trouble for...
Literally. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who else could be it though? Like, yeah, maybe.
The reason I thought Harper's just because it feels like a really big setup.
Yeah, for her to win this much.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of thought it was going to be Yasmin. This is obviously still the opening scene, so I kind of thought it was going to be Yasmin, but I don't think Yasmin is going to have an issue either.
Yeah. And, I was also thinking, like, there was maybe a way for him to put it all back on Jonah. Like,
Jonah
thought
could be the scapegoat.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to have more of a role this season. I'm actually quite shocked at the way his character did not develop, or, like, he was just used to move the plot some, but I really felt like he would have had way bigger role in the takedown and the being a part and being like, Tony Day is actually, getting on, but yeah. But we'll get
fascinated by how much. Yes, I'm fascinated by how much they had to cut. Okay, and then my second question was, she said that she was convinced. Jennifer Bevan said that she was convinced that she was helping her party. Do you think she was actually convinced that she was helping her party?
I do.
You think so?
I do. I think she was trying to be bipartisan. And be like, okay, yeah, let me try.
Reach across the aisle.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, and I'll go to the parties. Okay, this is kind of cool, and I kind of do like that they like me. You know what I mean? Like, there's perks that people...
She said she was seduced. Yeah. And it was her job to be seduced.
And people like that. Like, that is why so many lame-ass motherfuckers are in government right now. Like, people like being liked. People like being the center of attention. And people like when the cool kids like them. So, yeah, I definitely don't think she really, really knew what the hell was going on. I think the only person that could probably think that was maybe even questioning it was Dugan. I feel like she always was, or whatever the lady's name was.
Lisa Dern.
Lisa Dern. Like, I don't know. Start with a D, shit.
The Duggars? Yeah, no. I tend to agree. The last thing I wrote for that scene was Henry's still alive. Ugh.
Henry's back.
But I did like those shots of him looking really disheveled. You know what I would have done musically, though, right there? Mm-hmm. I would have... You remember in that first episode when it opened with that Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young song, Our House? I would have did it again.
Yeah.
The one, Our House is a very, very, very fine house.
Yeah.
Yes. That was the one they played when he lost the election. I would have brought that back to that.
That would have been cute.
To that scene.
I would have liked that. That was full circle.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, your house of cards has crumbled.
It's gone.
So then Henry walks in. We enter our next scene with a Henry-ass link up.
Ugh. It's like time and place, Yasmin. Damn.
Yeah, what was your take on this scene? So basically we get to, like, Henry is extremely upset. He essentially accuses Yasmin of colluding again, which he brought that up to her before, saying that she was colluding with Whitney against him.
Yeah.
And he says that that's not a partnership. I agree. And, I mean, he says that's not a partnership, and Yasmin says, I agree.
Yeah.
And then she tells him that she doesn't love him anymore.
Like, time and place.
After she's kissing all on him, that scene made me so, like, uncomfortable and, like, sick.
Yeah. It's really manipulative. Almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's really conniving and, like, this is somebody that really wants love.
And it's not even, like, because after he blew up on her, she's in no position to really spare his feelings. But it's also just so gross. It made me wonder if that's how her dad, if that's how her dad treated her after they had some sort of, like, big disagreement or fight or conflict or something.
Yeah, but he did, right? Like, by taking all her money away,
yes, he
right?
did.
And being like, I mean, I do this because I love you, but still, come on down and come hang with us on the boat. Like, it's really, there is no real love. It's just, what can you do for me? It's just reciprocation. And Henry is obviously so devastated because he already had a bad dream about this last week. Yeah. He knew everybody was leaving him. And then it was true. Yeah, your wife and your uncle colluded against you and made you the scapegoat.
Mm-hmm. And he asked her, did she ever love him? She says yes. I disagree.
I put in my notes she's lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. She never loved him.
No, she loved the idea of the stability that she could get, the access that she could continue to have.
That's it. She
Henry
just wanted the money.
A good vehicle for all that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, right? Like, that's why she chose him over Rob. Like, you could have the love, the support, the fun, the kindness, all the things that people say they want in a relationship, stability. But you see this wild ass man with a bad idea, but he got the money, the access, the house. You know what I mean? He has the life that
and a drug problem
and a bad drug problem the whole time.
Like, girl,
And he was trying to fuck Rob.
He was. I do think that was like, I feel after the shower scene, I feel like that was a another power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll come back to that, listeners, in a later episode. But Yasmin tells him, I want a divorce. Henry's like, baby, please work it out, please. She says it's not a discussion, it's what I want.
Love to be on their knees and bawling and crying and begging and pleading. Something like this has happened to me before, ladies and gentlemen. It is literally like, you really do. It was actually this time about 3 years ago. 4 years ago. It was indeed.
Thank God.
It was indeed St. Patrick's Day weekend. And it's like, you never lose more respect for a person.
No.
Like, that is actually so gross. Like, just be like, okay. I don't know. On your knees, begging, crying.
No, I agree with you.
And then you doing all this. What gets me too is like, you doing all this, but weren't you just with some hoes 2 weeks ago? Did you just have a bender?
Called me stupid. You just called me stupid and said nobody cares how you get out. It's about me. That's what you said to me.
So what do you want a relationship for? For the kids, for the legacy? Like,
and that's what he says. He's like, you know, we had a life plan together. We had plans. What happened to our plans? It's like, nigga, you just said.
And like she said, who said I wanted that?
Right. Who said I wanted that? That's what you wanted.
This is convenience. You needed a wife, so everybody would stop probably thinking you're gay and weird and annoying. And I needed money.
And it worked out that way.
And it worked out that way.
Their marriage.
That's why his uncle kept being like, how's the marriage? Good God.
How's the sex, girl? Are y'all having sex?
Are y'all doing anything?
Is he touching you at all?
Is he even nice to you?
Does he like you?
Does he say good morning sometimes?
Does he ever buy you flowers from the grocery store?
Has he ever kissed your forehead? Like, God.
Does he rub your belly
to death?
Because he already know that boarding school done turned him gay. I'm going to cut that. Henry tells Yasmin, you can't leave me like this. And Yasmin looks at him and says, of course I can.
Of course I can. I always was.
Out loud at that. I always was. And then Henry says, we're Catholic for fuck's sake. I said, since when?
She even looked gagged by that. I ain't never. Y'all never been to one mass. Hey, wait. When did the aristocracy? When did they ever? When were they ever Catholic?
Like, be serious. Be fucking serious. And then we just came from Vienna, where they basically thought Yasmin was a Jew. So what?
Like, what are we talking about? You ain't been to one mass.
I love Yasmin remaining silent on that.
Yeah, she just looked perplexed.
She's like, you don't know me at all.
I've never even heard you say Catholic. We don't even know each other. I didn't even know you could.
Right.
I ain't never know you could even spell them words.
She said, there's a stranger in my house.
You just grasping on anything. Freak.
Then she kisses him again. And it was more kisses of death. And she tells him, whatever it is that you're feeling, it'll pass. I said, this was such an uncomfortable scene to watch.
It was really gross. It made you feel like,
it was. Yes.
Like, really,
and
like,
it wasn't it wasn't a breakup scene where it's like, oh, I'm so glad this happened, or, ooh, this was like hard to watch. Like, their fight scene last week,
that was hard. Was to
a
watch.
Little bit like that was tense. It was just more tense. This was uncomfortable to watch. But then we have good news. We're at SternTao, Stern HQ,
Stern
with the Three Musketeers, They banked $110 million.
Damn. Just like that.
They made Eric's investment times 10. With room to grow on.
With room to grow on. Crazy.
I said Harper winning hungover, exactly what the fans wanted to see.
Exactly what we wanted to see. Exactly what we wanted to see. She had us a good time, and that money came rolling in. That thing dipped so hard.
So I love them kind of all staring at the I don't even know the screen, at the monitor,
the screens,
watching it, and then watching the dip, and Sweet Pea's eyes just lit up. I said, "That's my girl."
Yeah, hard work pays off.
Harper tells Quabina to order some champagne. Sweet Pea orders room service, including the following. Sweet Pea says, "Can you bring up some caviar, French toast, and Casamigos?"
Me.
Young ho.
And she said the French fries that was like McDonald's. Not the mother French fries. Not them other French fries.
We need some American, some good American.
Get us the McDonald's Johns. We want them crispy and nice. And don't they have it with a side of mayo over there? Yeah, that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need.
Extra.
I'm so proud of them. That was probably the only time I smiled in this whole episode.
I smiled again. I'll get to that one more time in the whole hour. But then Harper immediately blows that by going to call her father, Eric Tao, who does not answer.
Yeah.
I said she's calling her dad so he can tell her she's undeniable.
Yeah. We did it, Dad. We did it. We did it, Joe. We did it.
And he sends her ass the voicemail, which is for the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then we're back to Henry at Tender Hall. Mm-hmm. And the way he was standing at the window looking down, I thought he was going to jump. There were so many points in this episode where I was like, he's about to do it.
He's at the wit's end.
And he didn't. So he gets a call from Whitney. Originally, I thought Whitney got them on tape. But no.
Ooh.
Whitney has hidden a stash. I thought he was going to be like, this is a tape of y'all, and I have 5 more copies, and if you don't come with me, I'm releasing them.
Yeah. It's everywhere. Haley's in it, too. Like, Haley's in on it, you know? Yeah.
Yep. But not the case. He leaves him a little getaway money. And Whitney wants Henry to run away with him.
Queer love stories.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
He tells him our only power is in retreat. And Henry is like, are you fucking crazy? Like, I'm not about to run away with you. And Whitney says, I don't think you can afford not to listen to me. I was wondering with this scene if, like, do you think he would have done this with Jonah?
Who? Whitney? No, okay. Mm-hmm. I also saw some tweets about this, so these are not my original thoughts. But a lot of people were saying that this is all because, like, he gave he gave Jonah an out, and, like, he was being very, like, generous and kind to Jonah by not implicating him or wanting him out. And I was like, no, I think he was just too sloppy for the Russians. Like, I don't think it was just about, sweetness and kindness of the heart. I don't think he's really interested in anything of the sort.
I will say, though, I did get a twinge of he really does care about Jonah. And I did see an interview with Max Minghella where he said that his relationship with Jonah was even I can't remember the phrasing he used, but basically softer than even he intended for it to be.
Okay.
And so that made me think like it could have been a little bit of a mercy killing, but I also think that I think it's a both and.
Yeah.
Where the Russians felt like he was too sloppy, therefore Ferdinand was telling
like, come on,
Whitney he's too sloppy and he needs to go.
Yeah.
So I do think that could have been some of the case, but I don't think it was his main motivation. But then I'm also like, I do kind of think he would, maybe if Jonah wasn't so depressed in the way, which is interesting because Henry is also clearly depressed.
Yeah.
But I think that he maybe initially planned to do that with Jonah.
Maybe like, okay,
I said, and then realized that he couldn't.
Yeah, I think there really wasn't. Well, first of all, I don't think he ever expected it to go down like this. Seriously. But then once things got really crazy, it was like, oh, okay, like we actually are going down. So
I disagree because he kept it all a secret. So he knew that it was wrong anyway.
Like, yeah, he knew it was wrong, but I mean, would you think, I don't know. I don't think he was planning to get caught in this, like, in it to go so fast.
I'm sure he wasn't planning to get caught, but I think he was very aware of the risk.
Yeah, the risk is
the risk that he was taking.
And so it's like, okay, what would my escape plan be? And
there's no way he wasn't always thinking about his escape plan.
That's true. I do think he took a good liking to Henry. But yeah, I don't think I would say he would do the same for Jonah in this way. No. I think he would have been like, I think Jonah would have been just like Tony Day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because I also think he genuinely was like in love with Henry.
Yeah. And it's just like, are we even sure that the story is true that they went to college together?
Who? Henry and Jonah?
Yeah.
I mean, Whitney and Jonah?
Yeah. Like, how true?
I think that is true. You know what? Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Whitney started to be turned off at how Jonah was carrying himself.
Yeah.
Because even those moments that he was having with Henry where he was telling him, you're the man I want to be. I don't know why I'm so drawn to you. Even as Henry's confidence was clearly on the floor, he clearly didn't have, and he commented on Jonah's storytelling ability before and how he was able to really shape the narrative around Tinder.
Yeah. I
think he was definitely drawn to Jonah at one point and then was kind of like, okay, you're a little too sloppy for me.
Yeah.
Damn the Russians.
He lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, Whitney tells him that they are not running, they're repositioning themselves, and to bring the money, he'll be on the tarmac, and they're going to run away together.
And then
he gets to Whitney on this.
Wait, and then what's his name was like me at work, yelling quietly, curse word. Cause what?
Oh yeah, yeah. So Whitney also reveals all of the Russian intel.
Yeah,
their state
he
assets.
Lays out what's happened,
and Henry is genuinely scared. Then we cut to Whitney on the plane. He's waiting on Henry. The pilot is telling him all this shit about what he gonna do when they get up in the air. Whitney like, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Right.
I'm paying you. You just get me there undetected. He said, well, we're not moving this plane until we get the cash in full. He said cash is on its way. He knew his man was coming.
He knew he was coming. He ain't had no worries. He was so calm, he took him a little nap.
Mm-hmm. Henry jumps on. And honestly, I was kind of surprised that he came.
Me too.
I didn't think he was.
Me too. I really was not sure he was. I really didn't think he was going to go. But he finally got to where I was thinking he was gonna say earlier.
What?
How he went off on him. How he ends up going.
Oh yes.
I thought that was gonna happen while they were talking on the phone. Like
that wasn't as powerful. You had to be in person to feel that's that homoerotic tension they got built up between them.
Yeah.
He needed to go off. He had some pressure built up.
He had some pressure built up.
So Whitney gives Henry a Lithuanian passport. His face.
He immediately fucked up with that one.
Henry's face with the name Calvelis Valdes.
All right now.
And Henry was absolutely disgusted.
Pissed.
So disgusted. He's like, what the fuck is this? Whitney's like, hey, this took a lot of work. Like, I'm helping you out.
Isn't this such a good job? Isn't this a great job?
Yes. Oh. Like, I look at this grand gesture, this romantic gesture I
for you. I am an Englishman.
Me too. Don't you see? You should come with me. It was definitely giving obsessed. He tells him, I'm protecting you. And Henry said, you're transporting me.
Mm-hmm. He said he feels trafficked.
He should be like these girls. Which I'm like,
well, that's what he know.
Prince Andrew, I'm looking at you.
Okay, I'm looking dead at you.
I'm looking dead in your face.
Like prison. Ugh.
And that's when Henry really starts to get mad, because it's like, for you to come in and think that you're doing me, an Englishman, a favor, and it requires me to get rid of my identity.
Yeah. And run away. Like, do you not know who my people are?
Like, no. It never gave run.
No.
It never gave
that.
It
never gave run. It gave, I'm about to be embarrassed. Like, yeah. I'm just, like, my feelings are about to be hurt.
Yeah. Henry starts going the fuck off and tells him, you only were thinking about yourself. You didn't account for one thing. My place. He tells him this is a fucking embarrassment. And
not you giggling like this.
He looked Whitney in his face talking about, you were born a mooch. Ooh. You will die a mooch. Called him a fucking peasant.
A peasant. Hard P, too.
And the final blow to the head was, I'd rather die as me than as you.
I said, oh, that's a bar. First of all, great writing. And yeah, I would rather die. Like, this is me. He knows who he is. He's proud of it. He's not like you, Whitney. Not like I'm not looking for my place in the world. I have my place in the world.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
What the white people say, you're one of us. You're one of us.
One of us. One of us. That's what Whitney wanted Henry to do.
Yeah, like, yeah, let's go, baby. We'll figure it out. Like, first of all, also, let's be very clear that Henry does not have any skills.
No.
Henry is a good talker, maybe. Like, and even that, he really has to get pepped.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he really has to get pepped up and stroked and roped and all that to really get it out of him. So it's like, he doesn't have anything but his name. He only has that he's a part of this. He was born into this class group. That's it. Mm-hmm. So, like, no, that is not going to sway him with a fucking Lithuanian. Oh, girl, like, you had to know that was never going to happen.
No. And Whitney is obviously devastated, but Henry has brought him the money, so he flees. Do you think that Whitney is gone permanently, or will he return like Jesse Bloom?
He's absolutely gonna return because of the last credit that we see.
We'll get there.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, he's gonna be back. Something was just beeping outside my window. I thought it was it. I thought the drones had made it here, child.
Mid pod. I will publish that.
Yeah, that would be the
face reveal.
Oh, but yeah, that actually just knocked me so off track. So keep going, girl.
Okay, then we get back. Henry returns home. The Paps are surrounding him. He yells at them, "This is private fucking property. Get back." Mm-hmm. As soon as he walks in the door, he falls into Yasmin's arms. He says, "I love you. I can change." And then there's a slow pan to the crime command.
Embarrassing.
Fraud police at your door, baby. He like JT. I did fraud. I should have never did it. Well, really, I should have did it. But
should have been smarter. What's up with the paparazzi? I think I even said this like with season 3. Why does paparazzi act like that in Britain?
Because of the tabloids.
That's like, dang, we got tabloids here.
Yeah, but that's like the only, they're just fucking poor over there. They just don't have anything. My God. So that's how they make their money and like
just harassing.
I don't know.
That is so crazy to me. Every time I see images of it.
I was starting to think after the whole the Princess Diana documentary that came out, I was like, I wonder if they are also hired by the government or something. You know how like the CIA will employ people of that nature to just harass you and like not really like you don't work for a tabloid, but you're just being harassed to like break you down.
Yeah.
But yeah, girl, that's how they make their coin.
That is so crazy because it's like, yeah, it's bad here, I'm sure, but it feels like it's not nearly as crazy. You would think after Princess Diana would kill the market, but instead it just really took it up another lot.
I mean, you see like all of those tabloids that are lining the table when Henry is looking outside the window. Yeah. So I'm sure there's more where that came from. Especially with now like photographers being able to just post their own straight on social directly. Media. Yeah. So I'm not really surprised.
Friends of the pod.
They're ruthless.
Shout out to Friends of the Pod, TMZ.
Friends of the Pod.
Friends of the Pod. TMZ once paid me 500 buckaroos, so Friends of the Pod.
I was going to say, my co-host once sourced for TMZ.
Thank you.
This is Boots on the Ground journalism. We got a turnstile needle drop, Magic Man at the end of that scene. And I really have liked all these kind of punk tracks that they're including. I feel like it's just such good scoring.
Yeah, it's really good. They really get the biggest tens this season.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like overall construction. Yes, overall
we
construction.
We both shook our heads at each other like immediately.
100%. I love the growth and progression. It was like The Sopranos. Like The Sopranos started off amazing, but every time or every season, it's a different character that you're studying. Like, but it still comes back to Tony. Like at the end of the day, it's going to come back to Harper. But we're going to try these different things and experiment with these different formats. Like. That is television, people. You bitches don't know what you're watching.
They don't know what they're watching. That's really it. I agree.
You don't know what you're watching. Speaking of watching, this next scene is Sebastian watching Whitney at Norton's offices or his private office, which is also interesting that all of them still have private offices like that outside of their place of work.
I guess. That's big money stuff. That's what Jay-Z had a song like a verse that's like everybody think they a boss until them till rent due. You gotta pay rent everywhere. All your house, the mortgages on your house, and then your properties, and now also your office. That's nice.
Super nice office. We see from that clip that Whitney is missing. He's now a person of interest. The Interpol is looking for him. Yasmin is becoming a campaign manager for Jonah Ryan. She tells Norton that it's time that Sebastian is being taken seriously in institutional media, and Alexander Norton is not for it. He wants to turn Sebastian conservative. He says he's too fringe. It's time to unify the right to vote. And one of the lines that I caught when he was sizing Sebastian up was, "Oh, so you got the George Orwell scholarship, and then you became exactly what Orwell warned us against."
Yeah.
Sebastian tells Alexander, "I'm not interested in the Conservative Party because the Conservative Party is dead."
Right, sure.
He says we need efficient post-partisan government. And Alexander says, "You mean young, murderous, undersexed men?" And they kind of have a little bit of a stare off, but ultimately Alexander is like, there was also this little back and forth about how he is now friends of technocrats.
Yeah, Peter Thiel and
name drops Peter Thiel, and Sebastian says Peter Thiel's a close friend of mine. So
I bet, yeah.
You already know how that's going.
But it's so interesting to me too, is you really see the legacy of like how Britain and their public interacts with Nazism. Like Nazism and like this newfound, like that is not cool because they did flatten the fuck out of like they blew that shit up, like seriously. So like people's real family members died and can actively remember the war and what happened to them and how they had to rebuild and like how it is such a stain on humanity. Like no matter how conservative they are, they're not fascists. And
I had a thought about.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's it. It's a hard. I was going to say I had a line.
Yeah, I had a thought about Nazism when it came to that donor dinner scene.
Yeah,
but I was thinking about white nationalism in the American context and how Nazis used Jim Crow as like a playbook for what they were going to do in Europe, and just kind of how that tension is almost devoid of race or like racial dynamics at all, because as they were going back and forth, Alexander ended up saying like, we'll have to remove your like fringe commentary, including like class and racial things that are a little bit too much for the mainstream. And Yasmin ends up telling them we can polish the aesthetics without neutering the appeal. So like we can dress it up, but still keep that charisma.
Yeah, because it's like it's not even very clear. They never just straight up say like I think they do a couple times, but in their own private conversations and how they talk to each other, it's so dog whistly, right? Like it's not really ever getting to, we're straight up want this and that. They know how to make it colorful, and like you almost need to read between the lines to really get at what they're saying. And like Yasmin saying, like, we can make this digestible for the public if that's where we want to go. If that's where we want to take it. And it looks like that's where the world is taking it. So get in or get lost, man.
But then I was wondering about after Alexander leaves, Sebastian tells Yasmin that he's sorry about her divorce. but that he doesn't believe in divorce. Mm-hmm. And Yasmin's like, what, you think it's an affront to God? And he said, yes.
Yeah.
And I wrote, white evangelical in the UK, question mark. Like, what's that about?
What's that about?
I wonder what the religious, or what that's motivated by in the UK versus the United States.
Yeah. And this is such an interesting point. Like, right here in America, like, we're really focused on Christian nationalism as sort of the bedrock, and that it is very insulated. But I feel like outside of that, and even like the groper movement and all those things, it really takes on this sort of global... I love
when you call groipers gropers.
I thought I said groper. I said it wrong.
It's groiper.
Groipers, whatever, same thing, rapist. Either way. Yeah, fuck exactly. Niggas, effing, like, fishback effings. Like, either way, it's like they take a very global look at the world. Like, yeah, our nations should be, but we'll still take money from them. They just need to go back to their spots. Like, it's very... They're adding so many different... They just are taking from so many different points of views and cultures and religions and, like, mashing them up to be this one. It's like every bad thing in every religion, every bad thing in every political ideology and philosophy that you could find, mash them together, and that's what our ideal is. It's bad. It's was it accelerationist? It's all these things, and yeah, it's never... You can never just point to one thing. Like, here you can. Here it is very much Judeo-Christian, evangelical, white nationalism. Like, it's very clear.
Even in the United States, people who participate or have that ideology, even if they are not religious,
even if they're not religious,
enough links to that version or that particular ideology. So I'm very interested. Maybe that's something we can explore more for our second season format. Yeah. But, like, what exactly is that motivation, or like what types of literature do we have on that? Yeah,
where is this coming from? Weirdo creeps.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly. Yeah, so we will see. I think that's going to be also an interesting thread in season 5. Yeah. Obviously, that's not fucking going anywhere.
And it's like, okay, if we give us 2 years, hell, we might not even have an HBO or whatever by whatever the next season comes out. But we will be able to see in real life how this sort of initial inflection of Nazism or fascism has happened. So it'll be interesting to see, as Conrad and Mickey are watching the world evolve, how are they going to take what's the changes they see and how are they putting it into the industry world. I'm very interested into that.
Yeah.
Because they're like 6 months behind or whatever, a year behind.
Yeah. And it's only getting worse. God.
Yeah, every day.
The next scene, we got a new HQ. This is the second time I smile this episode, and then no more after this. They are Stern and Associates is scouting a new headquarters, which is great. They need to cleanse themselves of that energy.
Yeah.
And Harper gives the girls $2 million each on top of their base. And I calculated that it's 2.6 million USD.
That's a lot of buckaroos.
On top of their base.
Yeah.
We should have went into finance.
No, seriously, please, guys, hire me. I am trying. Ugh, I just applied to Deutsche.
Imagine you get into finance and you have to go to Ghana and you get punched in the face and licked.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
You get your nose broken and then a man licking up on you in the bathroom.
A man I don't want licking me is like nightmare reaction. Quick pause for the cause. We're keeping this in. But I know a girl here in D.C. who was on the train this summer. And this man was on his hands and knees and she didn't see him. And he licked her toes. He came up on her from behind and licked on her toes and then scurried off. That's it.
Listeners, when my co-host texted me about this, I was like, your major fear has been
I never will ever wear, I'll never wear my toes out.
Not on the train in DC, you shouldn't.
So
hide your kids, hide your toes. Sweet Pea got her first big girl check. I was really happy for her.
She said it's not her first big girl check.
That was a joke.
You think? I don't know. The girls on social media were saying.
I don't think she made $2 million. I don't think she made no. She's no bad behavior. She said she could have made more selling pictures of her feet, but I think she was just trying to not be like emotional about making her first. That was her trying to not be vulnerable with Harper. Girl, she was not gonna make no damn 2 million quid selling feet pictures. That's why she was desperate for. That's why she got punched in the damn face to begin with, and flew home with a broke nose and stayed on her work trip. And had sex with Kwabena. Like, Kwabena. Oh, God. She's had a trying month.
We'll get to him.
I know. Speaking of that, so then Harper soft launches this vacation with his ass. I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? And listeners, I will say, I do recall me saying that I was bullish on Kwabena and Harper because she had a little crush.
Yeah.
But I also said...
You didn't know enough about him yet.
I didn't know enough about him and that I felt like it was going to implode.
Yeah.
And I still think that.
Yeah. That's coming for sure.
But we find out that Yasmin has invited her post-divorce to some fundraising dinner. And Kwabena's like, okay, I guess I'll go with you. Sweet Pea is in the background making corporate content, my angel. And Harper reminds Kwabena that she met Whitney at one of these events, so they might be able to find their next trade.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that would be more than enough to make me stay home. $110 million, like, we're closing up shop.
Yeah, thanks guys. This was great.
Find y'all somewhere else to go. Shout out to everybody. I had fun. P.S.
Here's my question.
I'm out this bitch.
So that's their money. So I guess everybody else that put their money in too was able to double it, basically. Because and it's all in their AUM, she said. So they kept the rest of it. That's a lot of money, man.
A lot of fucking money.
That's like really some lottery shit. That's some real...
I mean, but this is a lottery. Like, the market is the lottery. If they did not will this to be, it wouldn't have happened.
They literally forced it.
Schemed and frauded for this to happen. But I feel Harper. I really feel Harper this episode. I'll get to that. We get back to Parliament. Kind of tense meet up with Bevan and Martin, and Jennifer Bevan reveals that she's heard about some Russian digging into Tinder. And she's like, we need to investigate this. We just did this whole campaign about holding everybody accountable, holding Tinder accountable. Like, don't you think this is going to be a bad look if we don't look into it more? Ricky Martin's like, don't poke this bear.
Yeah, you do not want to know.
You don't want these problems. You do not want to know.
You do not want to know.
He tells her everyone tainted by... At first he tries to gaslight her.
Yeah.
And he tells her everyone tainted by association with Tinder is telling self-serving stories. North to south. And she's like, no, like, I really did hear this from an employee at Tinder. Like, this person would know that this happened. Him, who?
Why are you talking to them?
Exactly. And give me their name and number. And he's like, so we'll fire all the Russian diplomats. Like, girl, what do you want me to say? He's like, you're a grown-up.
Yeah.
He says every major power runs assets here. And Bevan keeps pushing. I think she really was trying to get a win so that she wouldn't be on the chopping block.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she just doesn't know the game.
Yeah, that's not it, Bevs. That's not it, Bevy.
And he tells her North isn't South again, however much they claim it is. So drop it, move on, and don't poke this particular bear, like I said. So after that meeting, Bevan gives Muck a call and just tells him, hey, I tried. Maybe you should try your uncle.
Yeah, it's not happening here.
And Henry says, I really am sorry for it all. Which I'm like, yeah, you sorry ass nigga.
Of course
you just
sorry.
Sorry. But I also was like, okay, Jennifer, now you want to be a politician. So now you understand the back channeling and doing all this shit.
Right, how
but
it
you
works.
couldn't see the play at the beginning.
No. It takes time to learn.
Well, don't try to fucking... You shouldn't have tried to do all this shit. I wouldn't have jumped. That would be like, I just ran for Congress and I am immediately going to set up a meeting with Elon Musk.
Yeah, like what?
Why the fuck would I do that?
Why would I just trust him to be like my backer?
Yes, or I go set up a meeting with Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
If we want to do a more equivalent name. Like, no. Obviously, I know they're fucking evil. I would never get in bed with them. But even if I would get in bed with them for the sake of my party,
I guess at the same time, they're not as established. Tinder was not as established. So it's almost like the new hot young thing with the new hot young thing. Let's be too hot. Let's be two ebonies on the block.
I would understand that if the initial meeting was not with Alexander Norton and not Norton. Tinder.
Yeah.
At Henry's birthday party. Like, bitch, you knew this was some shady ass shit.
This was shady. Y'all are meeting
and then when you saw how Henry's high ass licked your face.
Well, yeah, what's up with the face licking this season?
Like, and I'm sure that happens in real life too, because white people are just so. And you saw all that shit in front of you.
Immediately, I would have been like, yeah, let's pull this. Let's pull this.
Like, this contract is done.
Yeah, this ain't it. Whatever they got going on here, we can't be involved in it. It's weird.
Period. Then we get to the next scene, niggas in Paris. Kwabena and Harper checking in their hotel. Haley approaches with Yasmin.
Like,
don't like that.
Didn't like it. Didn't like how they were holding the bags and switching.
Didn't like
Why
it.
y'all switching like that? Like they some little chihuahuas.
Yes, they just are.
Like the Beverly Hill chihuahuas. That's how they was walking. Like,
Scissor sisters.
Get them out of here.
I didn't like that. She says that as Harper and Kwabena are checking in, Yasmin's so excited. She's so happy for them to be there. And she tells them it's Paris. Anything could happen.
Threat.
I was definitely concerned that she was going to kill them. Which I guess she tried to.
I don't really get
where
the
would
play.
Kwabena have said?
Yeah. I don't know what...
I will get to what I think the play was.
Okay.
We flip back to Mawson and Henry having lunch. Henry's having a chat with Unc, and he's like, Mawson is like, I'm really, sorry, but we're all really worried for you. I know you don't want to talk to your Uncle Alexander, but we're concerned. We're thinking about you," as he's like looking around for bread and more wine. And he asked them, when are they bringing charges? Henry's like, girl, today. They already took my passport.
It's over.
They took my passport. And they told him he take a plea deal. He lists all his charges. But, of course, he's only going to get house arrest if he pleads guilty and blames it on Whitney.
Yeah. That's too good of a deal.
Too good of a deal. And, of course, he wants to complicate it by leaning in and telling his uncle that he thinks Tinder may have become a state-influenced shell. He's like, what? Henry's like, yeah, data mining, money laundering, all the other buzzwords that can get you in trouble. And his uncle's like, you sound fucking crazy. Even though he's clearly gaslighting him.
I was about to say,
it's fucked up. It's fucked up that they think Henry is so unstable that they could just say anything to him and he'll believe it. But I do think it was coming from a place of protection, because he goes into this story about his old pal, Clovis Wildhouse, or whatever his name was. Yeah. And Henry's like, well, can you check with the House of Lords and just see if we could pause this so I can, like, get more information? And he's like, you don't remember my homegirl? She owed a lot of money to the Russians. Yeah. And they killed him.
It got really crazy. I really, for a second, when he was describing this story, I have in my notes, I was like, is he talking about his dad? But I don't think so.
I had that thought too, but then I was like, the way he was killed,
that wasn't the same.
With what we saw. But yeah. I'm glad to know that someone else is thinking that.
Yeah, I definitely for a second was like, oh. And then I was like, oh no. We saw that.
But he said he had a history of his friend had a history of mental illness, and that suicide would be a very rational explanation.
Yeah, he said, like, don't you got
you
that
had
too?
Mental illness too, right?
Don't you got that too?
He said, ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend? I said Mawson is Nancy Pelosi. He's like, girl, let it go. You have your fall guy. Don't wake
you're fine. We got you. Basically, it was pretty much like, we got you.
We, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
But I thought it was really, it'll pass. Like Yasmin said, this feeling will pass. This too shall pass.
Yeah, everybody's gonna forget.
But I thought it was interesting that Henry showed the same kind of naivete as Bevan, of like really thinking that he was going to be able to like take Russia down by exposing that this company was a shell for a whole bunch of illegal shit.
Yeah. And
it made me wonder, does he think he's a good person because he's dumb, or does he really think like, I'm a good person and I do good things? Like, is it his ignorance that makes him a good person, or is it his character? Yeah. Because I do feel like he kind of tries sometimes, but then I'm also like, you just don't know enough. But I feel like you don't know enough because you don't care to know.
Yeah, I think he wants to, him being a good person is about being good to others and just like the charity of it all, right? Like, I think a lot of the like royals over there is like, well, you know, we do all this, but we give our money to whatever. So it's like, I'm trying my best. And I also think what him and Bevan have in common is that they believe that being good is about being honest and being sincere. Like, that's being good. It's not lying to someone. It's being straight up and showing that, no, I have morals. Like, I won't lie to you. Like, I won't try to manipulate you. Like, here's who I am, and here's what it is. And, like, actually, I heard something that's not what it is. So I must tell the truth. And I must be good. And I must do what's right. And we need to get to the bottom and investigate. Like, yeah, sure. But everything that's, like, really on the surface good isn't always good, right? Like Tinder,
right.
On the surface it might look good, but you have to do the digging. But if you just take everything, everybody's being sincere, everyone's being honest, no one has any games being played with you, like, you're gonna get played like a fiddle. And yeah, I think that's why I think his idea of being good it's just like the honesty of it, but not to the people closest to him. Right? Yeah. It's like what the world thinks of you, how others think of you that are outside of your own like cage of nastiness.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how he would answer the trolley problem. Like,
he would like kill me.
Would you sacrifice? Yeah, he would. Oh
he would. Yeah. He would. He'd be like, no, for the Case people. Closed.
But I don't know. I feel like he would say that, but then he wouldn't go through with it.
No.
He'd be like, sorry.
And lastly, he'd be like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
Killed him.
Right. But he'd be like, I didn't think you would actually run them over. I didn't think you would do it. I thought it was going to stop. I promise. I didn't know.
Yeah.
The trolley problem. Trolley problem is why we got the problems we have today, child. Like, oh my God, y'all. Sometimes the one person gotta die. Everybody can't go down. Now nobody can help themselves. Exactly. Now nobody can help themselves. Now they trying to build music. They trying to build Disney World in Hazard. Because y'all don't know how the train problem works. Somebody gotta go.
Somebody.
And what's so crazy too, exactly it's like if you're a Christian, you should believe that. That's your whole religious base. Is that one dies for everybody.
Jesus paid it all. They don't know that. People, I'm not even about to go there.
No, let's say it.
People in the church are just such low readers.
Oh, yeah.
In general, that they don't even know. They wouldn't even think to put that together. Like, they're not thinking about how it just applies to the broader context, is what I'll say.
Yeah, the Bible is written at a higher grade level than most Americans can read. So that's why, why we have the troubles we have today, according to the fresh news hot off the press, that they saying that Trump is Jesus.
That's why we have the Trump Bible.
That's signed.
I'm going to get you that.
Don't give me that for my birthday. If you give me that, we're going to burn it.
I'm going to get you a Trump Bible.
It's already desecrated. What the hell? Anyway, back to the show. So, our next scene, we get a very dark Haley and Yasmin scene. The song is Get Thee Behind Me Satan. Yeah.
Enough
said. Ugh.
Yasmin is kind of lingering behind Haley in her slinky dress, and she tells Haley that it's a great room to be in. She's kind of like playing up this whole access thing that Haley wanted so badly. And she tells Haley to make people feel welcome. Mm-hmm. She also says, I hope your little cousin has fun too. And I was like, ugh. No.
Gross.
No. Haley says, I think she will. She's grateful for the opportunity.
Freaks and geeks.
Ugh. And then Yasmin pulls out her award-winning smile and says, I'm not going to ask you again, but do you have footage of us? And Haley looks at her dead in her face and says, I masturbate to the game tape.
Okay.
Millennial
like, pause, millennial mouth flip. Like, what the
and
fuck?
Then she's like, just kidding. I don't believe she was just kidding.
I don't believe she was just kidding either. I definitely don't believe it.
No, I think she's going to pull that out.
Because we find out that
maybe she's going to kill Yasmin with that.
Yeah, next season, like, really put her in the dirt. But it's just so, like, why would she be honest with you?
Exactly. She has everything to lose right now.
Yeah. Like, what? Who cares?
Of course she has the tape.
Yeah, of course she's going to say no. Yasmin, of course she's going to say yo.
That's why your husband called you stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, I wasn't on his side, but you are stupid.
Yeah.
And the last line of that scene was, see Paris and die. And I feel like she was really invoking that whole spectator thing again, of her being the spectator and the caregiver. But I don't like the care that she's giving in this episode.
It's nasty.
We flip to Kwabena and Harper's room. They're getting ready for the dinner. And basically Kwabena is talking shit about Yasmin.
Yeah.
Saying her she's a sadist and that people at school did not like her.
Oh.
He also says if you met her cold, I don't think you'd be friends with her. And Harper was so offended.
She was really offended.
She defended.
But you know what? I'll be like that with my girls. I'll be like that with my girls.
Me too.
I'm not even gonna hold you.
I've made that mistake in this particular dynamic before.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. Me too. And then you get burned. You like, oof.
You like, God damn. You was right. Yeah, right. You was right. I was wrong. She's like, well, I didn't meet her cold, did I?
That little, I can't stand that little, what you doing? Man,
and then, but then she was like, down. She was like, you can't just strip people of their context.
You need to have context. You don't know her context.
You absolutely can.
And like he said, I would have been just like him. Whatever, girl, I'm out.
Exactly. And she tried to dig at him talking about these are narcissism with small differences. These are your people. You're not far from this privilege. I'm like, you're stripping him of his context. You know they don't fuck with his ass for real.
Yeah, he's black. That's why he's annoying.
Yes. And then she to top it all off, she's like, don't ever fucking talk about her like that again. She's a survivor.
Oh, God, Harper.
No.
Harper. It's because her heart was so open with her at their last get together that she really thought, like, okay.
She had a really good girls' night.
Yeah, she's like, this is my girl.
Was locked in.
Let me free. Like, she really spilled her soul. She finally fessed up that her daddy did mess with her. And it's just like, don't talk about my fucking friend ever.
Ever again. Yeah.
I get it.
I just hate that, though, because it's also like, you were so wrong. Like, you couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
But I also do understand where she's coming from, because I never doubted that Harper believed her and, like, felt at least sorry for her.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we get to kind of the meat and potatoes of this episode, if you will.
Yep. This is what it was all for.
So we started this donor dinner for Sebastian, and immediately Harper is seated next to the Nazis.
Right. The Nazis that we saw earlier this season.
From Vienna. And Harper and Moritz are going gag for gag. He's like, how were you right so early? She was like, well, we were right almost too early, but do you have any recourse since IBM Bauer was stock for stock with Tinder? And
they both look like they had an egg on their face. Like,
And Joanna stepped in and was like, well, we were legacy managers, so our family will recover. And she goes on this spiel about how Yasmin is so resilient and she deserves to start over because she was deceived. There's a reptile in the room. and just kind of like looking at her as this victim. And
Yeah.
I also think that was kind of Harper's first little squirmy moment because she hates being viewed that way.
Yeah.
And I think even with her dad, with Charles Hanani, the Charles Hanani of it all.
Yeah.
Harper never looked at her like a victim. It was like, this is an unfortunate thing that happened to her, but it was never like, she never victimized her.
And like she said, she's a survivor, not a victim. Right?
Exactly.
Like those are two different worlds of how you speak about stuff.
Exactly. And then Moritz and Joanna get into this spirited conversation about how Europe is just not the same anymore. Paris has changed. They don't even recognize it. Paris is burning, some might say. What the fuck are all these Muslims and Africans doing in this country?
God, just racist and nasty.
Moritz says that Paris, like any other European city, you can see the last wisps of the neoliberal fantasy of multiculturalism have gone to die.
And you know what? Can we pause here for a second? What is that? His idea that he said this multiple times, right? Like, this keeps being brought up. Neoliberalism, maybe I'm wrong about it.
I think that's code for, like, black people.
Yeah, but it was also like neoliberalism wasn't used as a globe to bring people in. It was pushed to push people out, right? Like, neoliberalism is what Ronald Reagan and what's her name? Who's also burning in hell with him. They're holding hands and dancing. Not Theresa May. She's next door, but
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher, like, I don't remember them ever being like, open the borders. You know what I mean? Or like, we need to open our world up. Like, that was never the case. So it's very interesting that they connect those two together. That neoliberalism is also this global project to bring, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
And just how much American politics and ideologies have seeped into, like, the British consciousness or mainstream.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a very American version of neoliberalism.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what the Labour Party was doing prior to, like, maybe the Labour Party was adopting that. Like, honestly, I think it's probably a ripple effect of Obama, but maybe we can. Bullies, if you're interested in us doing a deep dive in UK politics.
Bullies, if you want us, to flex this political science degree, why not?
This bitch has a political science PhD, so we should be able to figure this out.
Give me a reason to read a book again, I beg. But it does say in my quick Google that it does have an emphasis on competition and globalization. But also emphasizes individual liberty. And in a place like United States, if you're talking about individual liberties, you're talking about whiteness. So, I don't know.
And I feel like they're using neoliberalism as a code word for, like, immigration.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh. So Harper's sitting in between them, like, shocked. The look on her face is me anywhere, honestly. Me every time I was in a place in Florida I should have no business being. Me anytime I try to go to white establishments here in DC and realize that, this isn't them. These are not the liberals.
Spoiler alert, we are not white.
Oh, well, I'm sure you heard that, folks.
And so, they're going back and forth talking about some repatriation is the only model to reverse this erosion of our culture.
Yeah.
Moritz says a nation is its genetic inheritance. Joanna says back, what will we tell our grandchildren? That we didn't fight for Europe? And Harper is looking like, what the hell is going on right now?
Well, literally, who the people.
Who are y'all? And she's looking to Yasmin for a little bit of help. Yasmin's
like, doing her little stupid smile. She lit again like a little dog. Dogs don't know what's going on. She's just smiling and shrugging her shoulders. That's all she good for, shrugging her shoulders and smiling.
Yes. And they asked her, well, because she can't connect with Harper through sex, so that's out.
Yeah.
But Joanna asked Harper, how long has she been a donor to Sebastian? Harper's like, what? And Joanna said, you're not like the other ones, are you? And the only words Harper said during this exchange were, what other ones?
Yeah. What does that mean? Oh. Yeah, you know what? I'm at that. It took me to right now to realize what that was about.
I'm like, wait, what? You too?
I'm just
the
realizing.
Other Negroes.
No.
The blacks in Paris.
Yes, the other blacks in Paris, but I also think she was saying it like she's not like the other one of the hoes.
No. She already knew that none of the hoes were at the table. Oh. They came in after. Remember they paraded
That's fair.
in.
They paraded them in.
She said, you're not like other black people.
Yeah. You're not one of those.
And she gave her little Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, her little
smile.
Her little mute
pursed lips. And Sebastian cuts all that off and rubs salt in the wound by toasting to family traditions and proud nations.
Yeah, like, okay. This is way too racist, girl.
Harper
Why would she invite her to that?
I think she wanted to embarrass or humble Harper, and I will get to why I think that.
Okay.
So after the dinner, they're chilling in the parlor. Harper is kind of like, so... Well, first of all, Yasmin announces she's sober, which I'm like, sure.
Okay. Whatever that
But
means.
she does say, not in an annoying way, I just enjoy the clarity. And Harper kind of looks at her like, oh, so you knowingly sat me next to Nazis.
Yeah.
You have a clear head. Oh.
And you're knowingly sponsoring and pushing for donations for said Nazi.
For a Nazi.
Like this is you. O. This is you. This is you sober. You're thinking clearly right now.
She said noted. And so Sebastian walks up to them and basically offers wants Harper to work with him. Yeah. And Harper says it's a seductive idea made seductively. And he's like, well, my son, Albin, which means white. His son's name means white. Has something going on, so he gotta go, but let's talk. And
yeah, like, and then the girls walk in the room, and he's eyeing them up and down.
Up and down. His eyes immediately go straight to him. I'm like, oh my God.
Straight to Haley.
Straight to her. So he leaves. He gets away from the scene of the crime. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Harper and Yasmin are chatting it up. They're having their little event debrief. Yeah. And
like, girl, what the hell is this?
I'm like, I think she wants to believe Yasmin doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
But at that point of the night, it's like, girl, how can you not know?
Like,
how can you not know?
I think it's one of those things that's like, if you see a friend like that far off the deep end, sometimes you be like, are you sure? Like, is this really you? It's almost like seeing somebody with one of your friends and they have a really bad boyfriend. And like, maybe you never you hear about it or whatever, but seeing it in action, you're like, bitch. How is you cool? I don't know what you humming and hawing about over there.
I signed an NDA.
Thank you.
Yeah, Harper's like, so what? How? First of all, how are all these people here? Because they are foreign nationals, so there's no way that he should even be able to be taking donations from them. Yeah. And Yasmin's like, they have shell companies.
Ain't that illegal?
Yasmin's like,
first of all, every time Yasmin comes with her with some shit, it ends up being a payday for Harper. So honestly, I do get why Harper wants to keep this hoe around. Because I would too. Every single time I find a way to short whatever you're doing. Because you forever doing something.
You don't know.
Shit. You forever doing something so stupid.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically what Harper says to her. Why are you doing this? Yasmin says, joy. And Harper said, whose? She tells her, don't be their fool. And it made me think about episode 1. Whatever the birthday party episode was, where she said, you know, all this stuff is not going to get you the respect you think you deserve.
Yeah.
And how our fellow bully, shout out to you, bully, made the comment about her verbiage, like, you think you deserve versus what you actually deserve. So to your point about how anytime Yasmin does something, Harper ends up getting a payday of like, this is fucking stupid. You're getting in over your head.
Yeah.
Because she does follow up and say like, yes, you know, these people are like really extreme.
Yeah. Like
there's no way that this is gonna
like
go
do
well.
I really need to spell it out to you like this? Like do I really need to slow it down for you?
Yeah. And she says, Yasmin's like, come on, like, you're an apolitical operator. Like, this doesn't even concern you. Like, why are you worried about it? And she's like, you sat me next to 2 fucking Nazis tonight, and they looked like they wanted to skin me alive.
Yeah. And
Yasmin says that she's sorry, but do you think that she did that on purpose?
No, I do.
Why do you think that?
I think that because what we were just saying, I was like, I knew you were going to ask this question. I think that because, like you're saying, it's the humble. It's like, okay, make some money off of this.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make. Let me see if you can make some shake off of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you think now that you got your money and you know every fucking thing. See if you can be in this room. You think you can be in all the rooms now. Now try to be in this one. How can you move? Had her in there. Now, what would Kwabena have done? For real.
That's true. And that's what I was thinking, too. Where would he have sat?
He would have said, we're leaving. I really believe he is that type of guy that would have been like, hell no. Like, no.
Well, because also he's of that world to a certain extent. Like Harper said, like he probably would have picked up on it. And he was calling it. He was right the whole time. When he was talking shit before the dinner, he was totally right. So I agree. I do think he would have pulled them out of that.
Did they know that it was for him? Like, it was for that guy?
Like, I don't think they knew. Because I don't think Harper would have.
Right?
I don't think Harper would have gone.
And I think he would have Googled him. Like,
yeah.
Like, he does his research. Yeah.
I think that would have come up. But she kept saying, she was like, oh, she invited me to some fundraiser.
Yeah.
So I'm certain she didn't give the details.
That's sick.
Yeah, I agree with you for this reason. So, after she says sorry, we see these girls kind of floating around and they catch Harper's eye. And she says, you know, what are you paying these girls to be window dressing? Like, they look very young. And Yasmin's like, come on, cock-heavy parties are always dead. They're entertainment. And it made me think about the conversation that Sweet Pea and Harper were having also at the beginning of the season of being in the workplace and feeling like men are just staring at you like a piece of cherry pie in the windowsill. Like, you aren't really serving any purpose except to be entertainment or something to look at for the men.
Yeah.
And Yasmin says this kind of access changes people's lives. So it made me think about the things that Yasmin has brought Harper along to or led Harper to. And I wonder if she feels like she's responsible for Harper's success for that reason.
I can see that. Yeah. Yep. Especially the Tinder thing. Like, well, you met him at my party and... But she had already had sex with him by then.
But I feel like every time there's some sort of connection that Yasmin feels like she either fostered or has something to do with, or even an experience, which we will get to the Lady Yasmin of it all. But even certain experiences, like if it were not for her, Harper would not have what she has. And Yasmin says we both know this world will own you if you don't harden up.
Yeah.
Harper's like, girl, I know you. Girl, I can tell you've been crying and you needed somebody to talk to.
Girl.
I'm your girl. You're my girl. We your girls.
We are girls. Don't you know that I love you?
She said, I know your voice. That's not your voice. And Yasmin's like, let me show you something. So then Yasmin pulls out the atomic bomb, which is also like, okay, if you have this video of Eric and you know that you were in a room with cameras with Haley, why would you think there's no video?
Thank you.
Why would you think that?
And also, isn't this like, why do you have, I mean, it might not be, but you're trying to claim that this is essentially child porn. Why do you just have child porn?
Why do you have it?
Ready to pull
Why
up?
do you have that?
Because you were planning to do something of the sort to Harper at this party.
Exactly. And that's that's Harper's reaction. Like, why do you even have this?
Why
I do feel like she was more disgusted with Yasmin for having that and showing it versus like Eric for the act. I think she was definitely still upset by that.
Yeah, because it's just like, fine. You know, he's already gone. He's not even a part of this.
He already told me he don't want me to know what he did.
Yeah, so I'm already over that. What does this have to do with me? Like, what does this change?
Yeah.
Why did you need to do this right now? Like, I really didn't understand that, honestly. Like, what was it for
either.
Except for to, like, try to put her in her place or embarrass her? But I would have been like, ugh, you got child porn? That's a minor. My finger would have been pointing. She's 14. Ugh.
Exactly.
You are, Yasmin, what are you running here? I would have took it to hell.
And to think that you were gonna turn Harper against Eric, that's first of all, that's her father. Yeah. So they're gonna work on whatever issues they have between them. But thinking that's why that whole scene made me feel like, oh, you want to sabotage this because you feel like you didn't get what you were owed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did see a tweet about how people were saying, oh, she just wanted to humble Harper, but then someone else said, like, well, Yasmin also does have her own feelings towards Eric because of how he treated her, which is totally fine. Like, yeah. And I would also, like, rest easy knowing that I had this sort of blackmail information on, especially a male boss that I didn't like, but at the same time, thinking that was going to be a way to get Harper to submit to you is
odd. You know, she's not all there all the time. Because what does that have to do with the price of Casamigos in Atlanta?
Exactly. But you know what? In my personal life, which we will get to post-show, we'll regroup. We'll discuss offline. Sometimes some crazy ass shit has to happen for you to leave a bitch alone.
Yeah.
And I think Harper needed, like, this whole exposure of how, like, deep and dark and into this world Yasmin is now.
Yeah, where her psyche is. She's not all there.
And also what this world could do to your psyche potentially if you're chasing the wrong things. Yeah. Or, like, trying to get respect in rooms where you feel like you deserve respect.
Yeah.
Yasmin says, so they're going back and forth about this little ass girl that's in this room, which is fucking gross. That Haley
but then it was the thing of, like, she's whatever age people want her to be, where it's like,
yes.
So is she 14 or is she not?
I think she's still a minor. I think they're towing the line with the technicality thing.
Yeah, like,
which is like
17, 16.
That's exactly.
She's still young, but she's not 14, but she's also not 21.
Exactly. So I think with the Harper thing, it was like, I'm gonna make this sting more for you, so you know that this is a dirty old man. Which I could have told Harper that, but
yeah, whatever. And Harper knows that. He's been sitting around with his dick out in her hotel room for months. Like,
right.
This isn't nothing.
I think
like,
she also
tell us something new.
Yeah, and Harper has some gray areas in her morality, but I think Yasmin knew that she would be affected by something like that.
Yeah.
But Harper ends up being like, well, why do you have her here? If that's the case, why do you have her here?
What is she doing?
Yasmin pulls a Charles Hanani and says that she lost her virginity at 14 and that she became a woman when she wanted someone. And I wrote a sad face because I was like...
Yeah, that's really disgusting and dark.
She says, the world is not exploitation or opportunity. It's both and. Mm-hmm. Both and, that's maturity. And she just regurgitates the words of the people that have exploited her. Even Harper. Yeah. I mean, she says after that the world is showing you what it is. You told me that. You metabolize hard feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, at the end of the day, though, you don't have the finesse that all these people that were exploiting you have, and that's why you got exploited.
Right. And
not to victim blame, but...
Yeah, but and also, what does this world... What happened to you have to do with you being a madame?
Exactly.
Like, you could just go back to the bank, bitch.
But that's her fulfilling her role. Remember, at the beginning of the season, we're talking about her role, and she says, I feel like a spectator and a caregiver. That's exactly what she's doing.
And now she says, I feel important here. I'm necessary. I feel new. I feel less pain. That's it.
Yep. There was one line also in that exchange that made me think of something else, where when she was showing the video of Eric, she said, that's not a man. That's not just a man. That's a beast.
That's a beast.
Both and.
Yeah.
And it made me think of the quote that Eric said when he was on the phone with Harper before they reconnected while he was still retired, that he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. And I'm like, but you still have to face the consequences of being a man.
And you're still, in your mind and your body, you're still a man.
Yeah.
You're still going to feel consequences. You're still going to feel embarrassment and guilt and loneliness and all the haunts that come with it. But I could throw up right now.
I know. It was
that
a
was
hard to watch.
I said this is really heavy-handed to show how far Yasmin is gone.
Yes. And it was also really heavy-handed to watch Harper try to pull Yasmin out of that.
Yeah.
It was like the same coaching that she was doing for her on the Lady Yasmin. She was trying to do for her in this room that she set up. Like, she orchestrated all this. She designed this. She brought all these people in. And she told her, like, come with me. Like, you need some air. You need to get out. Like, this is not who you are. Like, we can leave. Yeah. We can go. And she tries to get her to leave. And I just wrote, she don't want to be saved. Yasmin gives Harper a kiss of death. and Harper leaves. On her way out, she tries to get Dolly to leave. She's like, hey, you shouldn't be here. Dolly is like, excuse me?
Right, because Dolly ass look damn near 30. That's what I'm like, are these girls lying?
Just to blackmail them?
Just to blackmail people, because I went to a bar the other night, and I went to a ping pong place. They were trying to say to me, hey, just to let you know, it's getting close to 9 o'clock, and after 9, we cannot allow people under 21 to be in here anymore. And, just letting you guys know, like, you will have to leave.
What did you tell them?
I said, baby, I'm 30 years old. I said it just like that. And it was a black guy. He goes, oh my God. Well, you've been drinking your water.
You like, because I drank last night.
Literally. Micro, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Let's fucking go. Don't ever disrespect me like that.
Don't disrespect me like that. One of my friends, look, she gonna say, that would have made my whole month. She said, I would ride that high to next week.
Of course.
So, shut up.
Of course. Of course you would. Yeah, but I think that's also part of the reason why we'll get to this. Harper was kept around Yasmin too, because she could also fit that bill of like very ambiguous when it comes to age, kind of almost like little girlish / boyish figure, like definitely a mark. Yeah. But I do also think that Harper maybe came across as smart enough to handle herself. I'm using air quotes. Yeah. But we'll come back to that thought. So yeah, Dolly completely rejects Harper's help, and again, rubbing salt in the wound. Haley is like, I think you should leave, bitch.
Like, whoa.
I said, watch those B words, Haley.
Everyone's right calling Harper a bitch.
A black bitch. That's what I heard.
An angry black woman. A bitch.
Like, damn. And then Ne Me Quitte Pas by Jacques Brel comes on, which is apparently Do Not Forsake Me, My Dear. French. Literally translated. And Harper was definitely forsaken in that scene.
Yeah, she's sick to her fucking stomach. I would have been sick to my stomach, too.
I know, that would have been a really hard pill to swallow. Like, your only friend, your best friend at this point, is literally a sex trafficking madam who doesn't give a fuck enough about you to even separate you from Nazis.
Real Nazis, like the ones that talk about pure breeding and all that.
Purebred Nazis.
That's scary.
From the homeland.
Like,
she was like, cool? Oh, so you would want to kill me. You would have me killed.
You would have me killed. You would not keep me safe. Like she said in the last episode.
When are you going to fucking take care of me?
When are you going to take care of me? Literally that one night.
I don't even think she took care of her that night.
Not really.
Like, what did she do?
Dance? Y'all just took Molly and danced? Like, girl.
Harper could have did that on her own.
Literally.
So, unfortunately, the next scene is our Harper Jean #realizing she's literally stuck in the bed, fully clothed, not moving.
Sad.
Quabbing up, lame ass, walks in, talking about he cheated again.
And I don't feel bad.
And don't feel bad. He don't feel bad, and he liked it because Harper's a bot, and he doesn't even understand what he's supposed to be doing with her anyway. He tells her it's like we're intimate with no intimacy. But I'm also like, what intimacy have you offered if you're sleeping with Sweet Pea? Which he brings up. He says, Sweet Pea told me a few weeks ago that she told you about what happened in Ghana, and you never even reacted. And it's like, okay, but you also could have told her, and you didn't. And then in that same conversation, he says, it was all a lie and I didn't like it. And I'm like, there's no way that was a lie. If you're sleeping with somebody in France, you probably just fucked another white bitch.
Yeah.
Mr. Premium Calcium.
Yeah, you know what you like. Like, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
Why do you want to be here? What access is she bringing to you? Because why are you with Harper? Where'd you come from? That nigga just popped up. We never heard where he came from. Like, who do we know him from? Who his people?
Exactly. But to his credit, I do feel like he was able to get below the surface with Harper more than anybody else, even Eric.
Yeah.
Could.
Somebody
so Harper
said, on Twitter, someone said on Twitter that it really reminded, maybe he, in his spirit or his energy, reminds Harper of her brother. Which kind of would be gross to me. But I think it's more just the familiarity, like she said, of like him being the only black person that that she interacts with, because her brother is like a burnout. Yeah. So somebody said, I still think there's something about Kwabena that reminds Harper of her brother, and her attraction to him isn't necessarily sexual, but okay, this is a hate tweet. Industry doesn't really want to explore that.
I do feel like, I feel like it's getting there, right? I think there's only so much, like Harper was not ready to be vulnerable. Yeah. So there wouldn't have been any real exploration of that. But I could also see that being something. I don't think it's that he reminds her of her brother, though. Yeah. I think it's more of that they're both black. It's more the potential shared experience than familial. Yeah. But I do think, like, the fact that she hasn't been able to connect with her brother adds to that loneliness. Maybe that triggers her. Maybe, like, her being with him triggers that. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily
her brother, no. But they got a lot of retweets. I was like, oh. Okay.
Well, like I said, people don't know what the fuck they're watching. So leave it to the professionals at Bullish.
Thank you. Hi, Bullies.
Hi, Bullies.
Are you still with us, Bullies?
Stay with us, Bullies. Please stay with us. But yeah, Harper says Harper is literally low, and we're laughing. But she says
Harper's having the worst night of her life, but whatever.
We're like la la la, liberal,
keep
liberal,
going,
happy,
keep
happy.
Keep going. Make it worse.
She says, I feel like all the people who I thought were constants in my life have all become something I didn't know they were, or disappeared altogether. Yeah. And then she tells him, I like being around you. And she's spilling out all of these vulnerabilities. I feel like this is even more than she's giving Yasmin.
Yeah. It's very honest perception of what she thinks of that person that she's really never done.
But I will also add to this, it feels like Kwabena has gotten the closest to her. Yeah. He's held a lot of physical space for her and a lot of mental and emotional space for her, even if she's not really giving anything. So I think that also has something to do with it. Which is why I don't feel like it reminds her of her brother. Yeah. I do think I can see where that tweet is coming from with the comment where she feels like she feels like she hasn't felt love since her brother. She was younger, since her brother. But I don't think she would call this love with Kwabena.
No, I think I put in my notes connections as necessity. Yeah. Like, she's a human at the end of the day. Like, people want to feel other people and be around people. So that's her one connection where he kind of likes her too. And he made it very clear that he liked her, right?
At the beginning, yeah.
I was like, whatever reason, I like being around you too.
Right. And she gets on her knees to be vulnerable and tells him that she doesn't know how to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind that, though.
I didn't either. And it was like a very short person thing to do as well. Mm-hmm. Being around somebody that's a little bit all the time nowadays, they like to just be like little curled up and little, and like, especially if they're being, like you're saying, very vulnerable. And someone said this too, BMLUSC on Twitter says, I thought the blocking worked nicely. Her vulnerability is the focus, not their relationship. Kwabena could kind of be anybody. The point is Harper's bid for intimacy in that moment after realizing that she has no one.
Yes, it felt more childlike to me than submissive. Like how in the Whitney scene where she was getting the strap, that was like submission.
Yeah.
But this scene was more like stripped, like just raw in nature. And Kwabena's response to all of that is, don't protect yourself at the cost of everything else because it's too high a cost to pay. And she says, no, it's not to me.
Right.
And I agree.
I agree too.
Especially in the industry that they're in. Like, if Harper would have approached this with all these vulnerabilities, like in a Yasmin way or even a Rob way, she would have ended up in some really fucked up situations, and she was already in fucked up situations.
Yeah, she really had to. And I think this is also a bit about like what being a black woman is compared to even being a black man and all these other spaces. Mm-hmm. Is like you really have to figure out how are you going to take care of yourself. How can you be safe? How can you still get these same opportunities within a world that doesn't want you to have it?
Especially when you think about something like Harper asking Yasmin, when are you going to look out for me? And then immediately after, she sets this bitch up with the worst possible scenario you could be in.
ever. That is my biggest nightmare, to be just sitting and dining with some Nazis. And then you have some girls in the room. And now with pedophiles. And now
I told y'all, yes, Harper is a death sentence.
You did.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I agree with Harper. Like, I think that there are just other dynamics that are so unique to her being American. At this point, she's the only American.
Yeah.
The only black woman.
Yeah.
She's still really young, kind of in the grand scheme of things, even though they're all
she's
the
30.
same kind of age. In her field, she's young.
And she's making big plays, and so everybody's jealous. So.
Yeah, and think back to that Mostyn scene where he basically called her a DEI hire to her face and was like, girl, I hired you to shut the fuck up and trade, essentially. So, very different scenario, but I didn't mind that. I don't buy the Harper Kwabena relationship, but I'm also like, I can appreciate. She's going through her Saturn return, girl. That's what I
said. Thank you. I literally said that because, and I think too, every relationship. I said all relationships are made for you to learn something about yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Right? The small ones. This is a good starting point for her to learn how to be vulnerable. So that when she gets to her real relationship, she's already practiced those skills.
Exactly. Especially because the only other relationship we saw her in was with that older white man that was friends with Yasmin he kind of worked at Pure Point.
Yeah, we saw that.
Interested in her.
She was not vulnerable at all. With DVD though, that would have been somebody within her same area. You know what I mean? That would be on paper anyway. They're equally yoked, and she never gave him that time of day, or you know what I mean.
I think he was too soft for her.
Yeah,
I think he started off too soft, which is why I think she was drawn to Kwabena, because he was a little bit more rugged, hardened by the world, and like had been obviously the punching bag in his class, I'm sure. And
right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, versus DVD, who probably went to Wharton, and now he's just living in New York, living the high life, and like,
he's American.
He's American, and it's like, that's not what I want. That's too much like what I know.
Yeah. So I thought I actually liked that scene, or I thought I wouldn't say I liked it. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I think when I first saw it, I'm like, Kwabena. Like, like...
Yeah, I had that feeling too, though.
It's just like, I hate that this is the only person that you have around you to express feelings to. He's literally the nastiest boy. But that's what she got. That's what she got.
That's what she got.
It's like, I'm glad she had somebody there, though. I think that would have been very hard to go through, and then you really feel how you have nothing.
Yes, we didn't even mention that she finally told him that her mom died.
All right. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I think at this moment, she just needed somebody to be there with her. And he didn't really give a fuck, but I think once she started to actually be vulnerable with him, he softened a little bit and responded. But yeah, I don't know about that relationship, but I'm glad that she had that. So next thing we get to the Muck plea deal. Pretty much the only thing there was Henry Muck let the world know that Harper Stern was a shadow man who built a shadow world.
And that's it.
That was it.
He didn't go too far. He didn't say too much. That's it.
I think he was trying to preserve his... One, I feel like he was really defeated that he couldn't get the Russian thing out so that he could save himself. And two, I think he was very concerned about what his public image would be after all this. Yeah. So he's like, let me just keep this short and sweet. My bad, y'all, but this was the real bill.
Sorry.
Next thing we get back to Lady Muck. And Molly the Stable Girl says Lady Muck, and Yasmin snaps her head around and is like, Miss Hanani. Or Yasmin. I think she realized, like, oh, wait.
What happened to Kara? Like, why did it have to be Hanani?
Because Hanani is a power name. And I don't think she fuck with her mama for real. That gotta be her mama last name. Yeah, it's her mama surname. Yeah. Miss Hanani. Like, she her daddy's son. We already said that. Yep. But I just thought it was so funny how she totally rejected Lady Muck. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even like, Daryl,
that's really gone. Don't say that.
Done. No. And Molly says, thanks for the opportunity. And Yasmin tells her, I told you, nowhere is like Paris. And I'm just like, ew. I wonder what she did say to these girls. Or what she promised them. What do you think she promised them?
I think she promised them money and access. But it also seemed like the girl was kind of just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yasmin said beats Norton Hall, right? And the girl just looked at her like,
what is that? I don't think she knows where she is.
No, she doesn't, but I think also Yasmin felt like she was A, doing her a favor, and B, exposing her in the way that she exposed Harper. Mm-hmm. But this girl is like, I mean, I didn't think my job was a dead-end job. Like, I just was doing my job because I live where fucking Henry Muck's family lives.
Oh, girl, why am I just putting that together?
Norton Hall, yeah, that's where they...
That was the girl that she was mad at that was opening the blinds and stuff. Now, why would she get her into that? Now, actually, I'm mad.
I don't know if it was that girl. I don't know if that was the same.
Is that the same
girl? Yeah, it had
girl?
to be. The one who boyfriend got beat up?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. That is what's so crazy. Now, why you get her into it? That's what they talking about. But that's why they call her Jelaine.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she truly believed she was doing her a favor. Yeah. Like, doing a good thing for her.
Beats Norton Hall.
Right. And the girl was like, she didn't say anything else.
No, she was just like, I mean, I guess I'm still in a big ass castle doing work.
Right. I'm still working. I'm on call.
Yeah. We not just chilling.
Mm-hmm. But she still has her clothes on from last night and looks a little bit like disheveled. And so Yasmin gives her an encouraging word in French and says, she is tossed by the waves, but she does not sink.
Whatever, girl. That's what. Nah, she literally said whatever that fucking means.
Like, literally, and turned around and walked out. It's like, okay. And then Haley comes in and it's like, fun night. Had a good time.
Oh, that was great. What you get into? Like,
Yasmin's like, yeah, can you actually leave? Because I need a second. And I thought this was going somewhere totally different than it ended up going.
Yeah, I thought she was about to touch herself, and I was like, no, we've gone too far.
Too far. Yeah,
overly. Sorry, industry. I do not want the industry to be about the sex industry, please. Like, no. That's a bit too...
It was just as uncomfortable as if we were watching that. So Yasmin listens to this disgustingly sinister voicemail from Charles Hanani before he died.
Yeah, probably his last call with her before he yelled at her face.
His last call before she walks in on him with his dick out, and he tells her that he's going on this gorgeous boat that he named for her, Mallorca.
She's so stupid. She's sitting there listening to it, longing for it. What did you take away from that scene? Like, what
I took away from she wasn't able to fill the void of her father. Like, even though she hates her dad, she wanted her dad's love and approval, and like that was what she had to remember him by. She called him a bastard. I mean, he was a bastard. But at the end of the day, that was her dad. And I feel like she didn't resolve those feelings of like, this is a nasty ass man who did some terrible things to you. But then I'm also like, I can't really judge the trauma part of that.
Yeah.
Because let's be very clear. I have not experienced that. But also, she wasn't able to, like, she didn't even overtly confess anything until the other night with Harper. So it's like, you still haven't even really dealt with that. And I think it was the same thing that Harper did. Like, she wanted to call her dad and tell him about a win.
Yeah.
And, like, get his respect.
Yeah.
But she couldn't. And so the next best thing she could do was listen to his voice, which, of course, is fucking disrespecting her. And she's just like, well, at least it's his voice. At least I get to hear him.
Right. It's
like,
literally
get up. Literally get up.
Yeah, as she lays on the floor, like.
Yeah, I think that was just, like, comforting for her. And I'm like, that just shows how sick and twisted you are. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did you take from that scene?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of feeling like. She is so deep in this world that the only person that she could probably connect to about this is her dad.
Literally Glenn.
Yeah. Like, whoa. It didn't really have to be this way, but at the same time, I think it did. Like, you really had nowhere to go.
Yeah. So we get back to Lord Muck. He falling into his Uncle Norton's arms. I'm just like, Henry is always crying on some damn body. But I said, that's family.
Yep.
He took him right back in. And so the next thing we know, we see Henry on house arrest on a fishing trip with his uncles. and he's an Englishman, is playing in the background. He pops a lithium with what looks like a beer.
With a beer. Yep. With a beer.
And then he catches a fish, his uncle reels it in.
Yep.
And I did see this tweet about how, like, it was a still of that scene, and it said all of his successes are fake, which is true.
Yeah.
Everything that he has accomplished has been
handed
via somebody else or handed to him from someone else.
Yeah.
And I wrote that there were no consequences except an antidepressant. And in that scene, the specific lines of the song were, he fights off all temptation to belong to other nations. And I thought about his disgust at being Lithuanian.
He was like, I couldn't even believe he would do that to him.
And then it was, he remains an Englishman. And just how the institution doesn't suffer. He came out unscathed. And I saw this other tweet about how it said the institution doesn't suffer, and said, everybody knows that but Henry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why everybody kept telling him, calm down the whole episode. You're going to be fine.
God, stop. Calm down. And the only people that didn't know that, right, like you said, is him and Whitney. That's like, no, we got to run. Like, this is all you have. You have to do this. You must meet me here. Face the consequences. It's like, he doesn't have consequences.
No.
The world is his.
Even Yasmin knew that.
Yeah. Like, you're going to be fine.
And then our final scene is Miss Harper Jean on a PJ with Kwabena. I roll.
Yeah. She's
being interviewed, and she tells this journalist, hope is more profitable than the truth. And the journalist is basically like, how do you monetize that? Like, how does that translate into what you're doing?
Yeah. And
she says there will always be stories in the world that people are too afraid to question, but I had a team of people who I cared about. She kind of smiles. And the journalist is like, well, I heard. They say the streets said that you were more of a singular operative. She said, people change. I said, fucking me.
Yeah.
Literally me.
Yeah. And she really did enjoy it. Like, she really has a lot of respect for Sweet Pea.
She does. And I do feel like she's a different person. Like I said, she's going through her Saturn return.
Yeah, she went through this was her stay low and build era. Like, no, it's not about to be a whole lot of in and out. It's not about to be a lot of people in your life. It's going to be sad, dark, and lonely. But then you come out on the other side, and we'll see this Harper Stern show next premiere.
Yeah, she got a big win after all of those trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Huge win. Yeah, so he asked her, does being uniquely right feel like vindication, or does it make you feel very alone? And she says both and.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end. The flight attendant asked, are you finished? I didn't get that last scene, that last little bit of the scene.
She said, are you done? I thought it was like kind of being cheeky, like, is this your last go? Like, you know what I mean?
But it was the flight attendant asking, so I don't know why she looked really like jarred by that question. It's like, what did you think she meant?
Right. Like, why did it catch you so off guard?
Was it the flight attendant's face? Like, I was like, does she look like
Do we know her somebody?
Dolly girl or something to you?
Or, yeah, it didn't really make sense. It didn't really make sense to me, but that was what I put in my notes. That's why I think it was trying to allude to, like, are you, like, you know, it's like a cheeky thing. I feel like it happens sometimes in movies, too, where it'll be, like, another random, obscure character that's just, like, what about those Jets? And the whole time it's a Jets player, and he's like, yeah, they're pretty good. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, are you done? Is that her last one? She doesn't know how to answer because who knows? This actually might be the last episode of their whole series.
Yeah.
But it's just like, that's what I thought it was. Because I also was like, I literally stopped it to see how much time was left. And I was like, okay, this is the last fucking scene. So,
yeah.
And my other question is, where is she on the way to?
Yes. Are they going to New York?
Are they going to New York? Is this just her coming back from Paris? They took a PJ to Paris? Like,
but maybe if Yasmin flew him out.
But it's also just kind of like, is she on the way to see her other dad? I really thought that last week.
Yeah, we didn't get a Jesse Bloom appearance.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna see Jesse Bloom. They pump faked us with that little.
They did.
That was not nice.
Maybe he'll appear next season though.
Yeah.
To wrap up. But that was it, bullies.
That's it, bully.
Finale.
That was it. That was really crazy. But we forgot the very last thing that you see is the title card, right? The title card comes right at the end, and then right after that title card ends, it's a picture, a quick blink almost of Whitney's face within a like glory hole almost in red. So, I guess Whitney will be...
He getting fucked tonight.
He will be back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we'll see, child.
We'll see. What is that connection? Again, we were left with so many questions, I feel like. I think I'm
definitely
still
more questions than answers.
Yeah. What was it with Tinder? What was it with Whitney? How did Harper get her hands on this and like feel so bullish about it so early on? Like, really, I'm asking the same questions as the newspaper. Like, girl, what was it? What was it? There were the darlings.
Yeah. They said that it was supposed to be a longer scene of him at like a gay club in Lithuania. And it was like kind of where he had Henry before in London, but obviously in wherever the fuck Lithuania. So I wonder if, I want to see like all the stuff they cut. Like,
me too. The cut sounds better. Then you had the details with, they said they had a longer scene with Eric Tao before he walked away. And there was supposed to be a FaceTime early season with Harper and Harper's mom. There was a lot of stuff that was like, that sounds actually, guys, that should have kind of maybe made the cut. I don't know. But
maybe it'll come back though. Now that they know, now they have a final date, I'm interested to see how they like.
Really. Yeah. But this was really fun. Really great season overall. Like, overall, really, really solid. The best one. I personally think, if not close second. I like season 3 a whole lot though.
I love season 3.
Season 3, they really got their wheels. I think this is best.
Yeah.
Let me correct myself. I think this is the best in that, like, cinematography, like we said earlier, the elements of it were really good. The storytelling had its moments. It had its moments. Because, okay, really quick, because we really need to end this podcast, and I need to go to bed. But
yes,
it does make the Henry Muck pay off a little bit more. But the full Henry episode now that I see the season as a whole, I fear I did not need that. And I knew I didn't need it then, and I still don't need it now. Like, it gave us some important moments, but I think we could have filled that time to really examine other characters and really have that time with them. Like, again, where did Kwabena come from?
Yeah.
How does he enter her orbit?
Yeah, I agree. I think it could have been cut, but I'm also, like I said, I'm excited about how they're going to wrap it up and what they're going to do in season 5. Especially now that I feel like we got the Henry stuff out of the way. Like, we can rest knowing that Henry's story has been told.
Kit Harington does not need to be on the show no more.
Anymore.
Jon Snow, please go back to Game of Thrones.
But I can appreciate how his character contributed to the overall storylines.
Yeah, it moved the plot very well.
Okay, let's do our final investor sentiment.
Our last one. Last one. Okay, let's get into it. We are going to say who, I guess, our season people that we're bullish on, where we see them in the future, for real. Where do we see them in season 5? Who are we bullish on? Who are we bearish on? Who is the most likely to be volatile? Who's our safe haven? And we lost a lot of people this season. We lost a lot of people.
We have a few. We should do a tribute video with all of our fallen angels, but we did lose quite a few. I think if I'm thinking about who I'm bullish on, so historically this season, I have been bullish on Sweet Pea. One week I was bullish on Haley and Yasmin. That was a mistake.
That was crazy.
I immediately changed that. Mostly Sweet Pea. I was bullish
and what's
on
so
Harper
crazy?
once.
You were bullish on them on that nasty ass freaky episode. You were bullish on them on the worst one.
I was bullish because I thought they were going to do something against a man. I didn't think they were going to be putting little girls in jeopardy. I had no clue that was what was going to happen. I would never support anything like that. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm not really bullish on anybody after that. I was bullish on Harper 2 weeks ago. Maybe I'll be bullish. On Harper.
Yeah, I've been bullish on Harper. This is a 3-peat for me. Honestly, from the beginning, I've always been SternTao. I've always been bearish on them. I knew they would do it. It got a little scary there for a second, but I knew my girls would pull it out. Like, at the end of the day, it is the Harper Stern show. Yes. Sometimes you have to let the plots move around her so she can become fully identified.
Yeah.
So, who are you bullish on, or who are you bearish on?
I am bearish. Okay, I will say I feel like I was bearish on everybody this season. Like, I'm looking back, listeners. We have a table where we're tracking our investor sentiments. I've been bearish on Tinder. I've been bearish on Kwabena. I've been bearish on Whitney. I've been bearish on SternTao.
What's so funny is you've been bearish on Kwabena the most. Hates black men.
I do.
Oh shit!
You talking about I do? Redacted, hate black men. And do. Rightfully so, I'm glad I was, but I think this week I'm most bearish on Lord Muck. I don't want to see him ever again. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'm also bearish on Jennifer Bevan. I don't think she's going to make it out of this alive.
Oh, that's a good one. Jen Bevan. I'm gonna add that. Add Jen Bevan to mine. And who else? I didn't really, it doesn't seem like I had one consistent person, but the person that I was bearish the most on, Yasmin. I put Yasmin Maxwell at some point, so I knew where this was going.
Yes.
And yeah, get her out of here. Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up.
Check her emails and her purse. Who are you most volatile on? Who's your most volatile?
Most volatile. Now, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Tinder's done. That's gone. Tinder's done. I'll say most volatile, Haley.
Yeah.
Haley. She got a lot. She knows a lot and she can do a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely my most volatile. Her and Yasmin, whatever the fuck they got going on.
It's evil.
Yes, I do not fuck with Yasmin. I have been from the beginning. I have not really liked how Yasmin engages with people. I felt like she was a user because she felt like it could make her feel better or like she could get what she needed out of it. And I never really liked her and Harper's relationship because it always felt very adversarial to me. Not even like in a frenemy way, but even if it was frenemies, like I think I'm just triggered by that. Like I don't think that's cute.
Yeah.
So for people to ship them, I was like, this is beyond me. Like this is clearly like a marriage of convenience for right now, but a very volatile marriage of convenience.
Yeah, I never had that feeling of like I wanted them together or I wanted them to do anything but be away from each other. Right. Anytime that they were together, it's like, because you could always see from the very beginning how intimidated Yasmin was of Harper. So that was never going to work. And Harper just thinks that everything about Yasmin's fake as hell. So that's never going to work.
Exactly.
So, again, the shipping, y'all keep that shit elsewhere. Keep that with heated rivalry.
I was gonna say, do that with heated rivalry.
Like that's not. Come on, y'all. This ain't no love story. There's no love stories here.
Who wants that perfect love story anyway?
Got the cliche.
Exactly. Yeah, stop bringing the ships over here. Shit sink. Okay, yeah. What Yasmin tell that girl?
Something in French. Whatever the girl said, she said
she is tossed by the waves, but she does not sink. This shit will absolutely sink.
Me in 2025 for real.
Oh, for real. Like y'all don't even fucking know.
Y'all don't even know.
Literally me today at the dealership. So yeah. My safe haven. Wait, did I say my? I already said my fault.
Yep. Who's your
safe haven? I've had some silly safe havens. This was a dark season. There was nothing safe. There was nothing safe about this season. I think maybe
episode 2, Bubba was saying none.
Nothing was safe. That was the episode you were like, if it keeps going the way that it's going, we probably need to take safe haven off.
Yeah.
And didn't. I would say this week my safe haven is probably Sweet Pea asking for McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
I'm craving McDonald's currently.
Mine was actually going to be Sweet Pea zooming around in that chair in the new build.
with her phone recording.
My other Sweet Pea. My other safe haven was Harper's cigarette while she was typing her victory speech.
Yeah.
Because that was me realizing I could graduate with a PhD.
Yeah.
That's actually my exact singular mood.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that was great.
Good way to close the show out.
Yeah, that was good. Here we go. That's honestly, guys, that's season 1 of Bullish as well.
Woo! Thank you all so much. We did it. Shout out to all the bullies. Shout out to the number 1 bully, Jarvis. He wanted a shout out.
Oh, he wanted his name?
Yes, he wanted a shout out. I will say, in Jarvis's defense, he has listened to every single episode. He texts me, where is his bullish? So we appreciate you, Jarvis.
Thank you, Jarvis. We love you, Jarvis.
When we make our shipment of 5 hats, you will receive 1.
Yeah. Thank you, Jarvis. Literally the only person I know that has listened to this all the way through.
Bullish Hearts Jarvis.
Shout out to our bullies. We love you guys.
Shout out to you, bullies. We're going to explore some different formats for season 2. If you guys like this, if you didn't like it, don't worry, because it was a thought exercise for myself and my co-host.
Yeah.
So we don't really care
to
what
get
you
our
think.
brains pumping.
Yeah. Because Donald Trump wants us brain dead.
Not even brain dead. They want us to be dead.
Dead and gone.
Speaking of, to end the episode, I hate to bring a black women down today, but Jasmine Crockett lost her primary.
Yo,
so
I gotta get off Twitter.
Yeah. Love y'all, bullies. Hopefully we can come to y'all again one day.
At the end of the day. If not, we'll be streaming from our work camp.
Yeah, we'll see y'all the next time. Like and subscribe.
Bye.